Okay, as we drive down through here now, we go on some rough road, typical city or town road, and it's as you can hear, she's now 12 years old and hardly a rattle. We'll bring the camera up and look forward, as you can see the kind of maybe the hill we got. And the amount of chassis twisting, this car's regular. The power steering when manoeuvring is extremely light. It has speed sensing power steering as fitted to the MG TF. So it's electric power steering. It constantly changes the torque and feel through the wheel as you're driving. Or some speed ramps now. So we're experiencing now a little bit of simply town driving or valleys driving of rough, potholed local roads. And after 12 years of abuse, she's still on her original front springs, her front shock absorbers, and the rear springs and shock absorbers. She's now on 73,287 miles. And she's still showing no signs of any springs breaking. We look around the mg6 now, after 12 years of life and approximately 75,000 miles. As you can see, this one is in particularly good condition. This is the Magnette, this is just the saloon and not the hatchback. I think it's far prettier than the hatchback. I can't really understand why it never sold, because it is essentially an MG6. All the underpinnings up to the rear axle are all MG6. The wiring etc. MG6. All under the bonnet is MG6. We can have a quick look now under the hood. Anybody familiar with the under the bonnet of the MG6 will recognise a lot of things here. It's the same familiar K series engine, now rebranded the TCI Tech. Even the strut brace still fits, so the measurements are exactly the same on the strut housing. They still have the same problem with leaves collecting down in the scuttle. Anybody with a ZT will be familiar with this problem. The pollen filter is still in the same place. Down by here, it still uses the same part number. So even the bulkhead, everything is the same as the MG6. It's just the skin has changed. It is still the same bonnet pins. Nothing's changed. They're identical. MG6. Everything under the skin is MG6. Left my cover off the battery because we've been parked up over winter. There are some problems with rust. These aren't as well protected as a ZT. Scuttle tray here, as you can see, slam panel, sorry, there's a little bit of rust bubbling going on there. In the wings, these will be tidied up next week. She's booked in to have those tidied up. So you'd think for a modern car, you'd have better rust proof it. this isn't true. The wheels have started to delacquer a little bit, but bearing in mind she's now a 12-year-old car. But as we have a look in the rear now, she is absolutely gorgeous. Full leather interior, rear air conditioning, slide and tilt glass sunroof. It is fully spec'd. We have another view of the cockpit. I got a complete rear suspension replaced last year, so everything on the back is brand new. Partial refurb on the front. The lenses need a polish. Going along now, and hear the engine revs accelerating up to around about 3,000 revs, and she does sound a little bit harsh by modern engine standards, especially now we have EVs which have no engine noise at all, just the gentle whir of electric motors. But what you do have with this is genuine British engineering. The N-Series engine was developed directly from the K, which came out in the was designed way back, or given the green light by British Leyland back in the 1970s, with the 3-cylinder version to be fitted to the Mini. It never saw the light of day as BMW had taken the reins by then. Okay, so let's have a look around our dashboard now as we drive in. We've got excellent display of the clocks. Nice clear view through the wheel to your temperature gauge on the left, rev counter, speedo and fuel. Controls on steering wheel, water level, current journey 2.4 miles, time lapse, average speed, average fuel 32.8 miles per gallon, which is excellent for valleys driving. Range empty 167 miles. Instantaneous fuel consumption, as is showing there. Over right hand side we have a normal dash vent, lighting controls, automatic lighting, dip main beam, fog and front fog and rear fog. We have light adjustable dimmers for the dashboard for light or brighter day or night, and adjustable headlights. On the right hand side here we have a coin tray with USB port and also a headphone jack to plug in your mobile phone or PlayStation Portable if you want to use that as your MP3 player stroke iPod. Over on here on the steering wheel we have our audio controls, cruise control, on and off, resume, speed set and program. Steering wheel horns is a push on either side. The steering wheel after 12 years of use, as you can see, is worn a little bit smooth, a little bit thin in places. It'd be something I'd be considering getting. On your right hand column stalk then is just your wiper controls, 1, 2 and 3, park delay and adjustable timing. Once it's set on to position 1 though, in your dashboard you have range sensors that actually tell you if it's raining and set the wipers on. Another great feature. Our display then here is for our reversing camera, sat nav, radio, which we're not going to switch the radio on because we don't want a YouTube copyright strike. We have our emergency signals on the top then. This is for towing, so any problems with a trailer, it will let you know. The seats are excellent. They're a beautifully designed seat with heater controls left and right, dual zone air conditioning, traction control on and off down in the bottom, parking control on and off. Yes, this has automatic parking control, so for hill descent, hill starts and things like that, it takes over automatic. We have our door locks to prevent carjacking. Also has automatic carjacking ability built in. So as soon as you start rolling, the doors automatically lock. We have one cup holder in the dashboard and all the other controls as you expect. Now, if you're used to driving an MG6 or a Rover 75, you will slip straight into this car. It uses the same wiring room, and all the controls are in exactly the same position as the MG6, MG6TT, Rover 75 and Rover 75 Tourer. Now the road noise, it could be down to the tyres I got on you. This is my daily driver. And she does a lot of mileage, so I want a nice hard tyre on this particular car to do the mileage. I have a couple of cars, Metro GTA and an MGF Trophy. Hey folks, so what's my thoughts on the car after 12 years? The outside build quality has not aged as well as on the MG6 or the Rover 75. There's a little bit of patina picking up on some of the ultra fine paintwork, and it is ultra fine. The handling is still as sharp as it ever was. It won Tow Car of the Year back in 2011, and it also was given a coveted Handling of the Year car by What Car. Now this is the interesting thing. Jeremy Clarkson slagged this car off, saying it was an absolutely awful, abysmal car. 12 months earlier on Top Gear, he said the MG6 was one of the best handling cars he'd ever driven. Ironic then that 12 months later, or 2 years later, he should give the same car a complete slagging off. This is just a rebody of the MG6, same as the Ford Sierra was a rebody of the Cortina. Everybody raved about how amazing the Cosworth was, but it was just a Cortina with a big turbocharged engine. This, however, is a complete reskin and a reworking of the Rover 75. The interior plastics, they're not as good quality as on the Rover. You can see where they've cut corners to save money. However, having said that, to buy an MG6 today, the last would have been around about a 54 plate, 56 plate maybe. So at least now 20 years old. Whereas you can still buy one of these now for around about 10 years old. So you can still have your MG6 with a reskin or a refresh, effectively a Mark III or Mark IV Rover 75 or Rowie 750 with the updated body. Yes, there are some things we made cheaper, but I'll repeat what I said. All the wiring, all the switches are in exactly the same place. Not similar, exactly the same. Where everything is located, I'm an ex-Rover fitter, I can tell. Even before I take it apart, just where everything is located, I've had 575s and ZTs, and this apart from the rear axle back, because they wasn't allowed the BMW Z axle, everything up to the rear axle is all Rover. This is a Rover, all apart from shouting. So why it never sold, your guess is beyond me. Alright, the one thing we haven't touched on is power. Now, although this is 160 horsepower, exactly the same spec as the Rover 75 and MG6, it's got a torque limiter on it. This was imposed by the UK government, not for performance criteria, but to cheapen car insurance and drop emissions. The car's limited to 120 miles an hour. So was the MG6 TDI, and I believe the ZT 160 was as well, for insurance reasons, as a fleet car. The V6 now was not limited, and it was your heart's desire to go as fast as you wanted. This has a built-in tracker, so should your car get stolen, you can always find it. I don't think it would ever be a fear of the user today stealing something like this, because the security systems on this car are fantastic. Full window closures from remote control, full windows opening from remote control, 5-position selection, automatic setup on the electric windows, pre-programmable heated foldable mirrors, twin zone air conditioning, electric seats, electric front and rear heated windows, recirc, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-position air conditioning. Again, twin zones, 1 cup holder from the front, same as on the ZT as well. Is only a left-hand cup holder in the right-hand drive car, is only a right-hand drive cup holder in the left-hand drive car, because the cup holder extrudes into your knee area. This is something I thought they would have improved on in the 6, but they haven't. But everything right down to that detail, to you familiar with ZT, is exactly the same. Switches are excellent. The leather is a bit too thin on the steering wheel, and it's started to wear through in places. However, my Metro done exactly the same, and that only had 56,000 miles on the clock, and I just replaced the steering wheel with an MGTF steering wheel on my Metro. Okay. The parts are still cheap now, but some parts are starting to get scarce. The rear calipers for this I had replaced back in the summer. Like I said, I had complete suspension rebuild back in the summer 2023. The rear pads, the rear disc, the rear calipers had to come from China. They wasn't available in the UK. It's probably a similar UK part, but I needed the car back on the road, so it was, rather than faff about, it was quicker to get them in that way. Mirror glasses, they're around about £11 each for a new mirror glass, for a heated mirror glass. Front pads are around about £18 for a set. Front discs, repair discs, are around about £36. Cam belt changes, same as a Rover, around about £180 to £250 for a cam belt change, depending where you have it done and if you decide to change the water pump. I would. I also changed the pulley at the same time last summer. Cam belt change, I would stick to the standard Rover, 6 years, 60,000 miles, although MG say is more, 9 years and 90,000 miles. I would not like to personally risk it that much. I don't want the cam belt was previously changed, so I changed it anyway. We have light sensitive rear view mirror, so if somebody comes up and they may beam me from behind, the mirror will switch over automatic into diffuse mode to stop people from looking in or blinding you from the rear. Rear view is pretty good, and the reversing camera works excellent as well, along with the parking sensors at the rear and the automatic parking assist. So if you do need to do a hill start or whatever, it will control the handbrake, everything else for you, as you can get on with doing the job of driving while it takes care of the braking. Excellent little idea. Okay, we're going to continue this little journey now and see if we can pick up a little bit of the steam engine for those of you interested, and see where we go from there. Thanks and bye bye. For those of you interested, this is a glacial valley created during the last ice age. Beautiful U-shaped valley from down behind. Good thing coming. I do believe that was James May. Engine that could is now gone. I can't make it, I can't make it, I can't make it, I can't make it. Woo woo! For you guys in the States who don't know, this is normal roads over here in South Wales. Single track. Now you just pull in and make your own space. National speed limit applies, so as anything goes. Oh, the old barn sandwiches, cupcakes, teas and ice creams. I think I'll fancy an ice cream. I don't know about you. The old barn tea room. And it's open. You have a lesser spotted Isuzu, very rare in the 21st century. Most of this I'm going to cut out anyway because it's just driving through the lanes, which for us is just everyday normal driving around here. It's you're probably about 10-15 minutes from my house over the edge of the valleys. Buttermouth Tidwell. The production life of this engine, quite interesting. Okay, coming back across the viaduct now, slowing down, people walking in diggy doggies. Straight in front of us we have the Brecon Mountain Railway. I have to turn the camera off now.